song 1 year ago.
Okay.
I was in a relationship. Everything was good. And then all of a sudden it wasn't. And God had other plans for us. We parted ways.
Yeah.
I took off in my truck. God, where are you? Jesus, are you hearing me? I thought that this was the relationship. I thought that this was the one. I thought that this was going to be it, you know. I've been faithful. I've been following, you know, for 5. I'm like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Lord, it's
Bring
my
me a good
time. I'm
woman.
going to be
Yeah.
38.
Yeah.
Right? I took off in my truck and I drove by the bar and I was going to throw all this away. And I literally had nowhere to turn but Jesus. After everything that he's done for me, right? I'm about to go back.
Yeah.
I'm about to go back to the old me. And I heard his voice, and you know, he reminded me of the lyrics from the song "If I Got Jesus," and I literally heard, "You can take the world away from me, but I'll be okay. If I got Jesus, I got it all." And I was crying there on the pavement, and I got up, and I got back in my truck, and I just started driving, and I left. I went to like 3 or 4 different states. I just drove all week, and I pulled a Jonah.
Okay.
Right? I just ran.
Yeah.
God, you're not going to catch me.
Yeah.
God, you're not going to find me. Fine. And what I realized also is that I'd never had my heart broke sober before. And it was one of the first times that I never had. I never went back to alcohol. I couldn't go back there. I only had Jesus to go to. So I go to a bunch of Airbnbs. I go to a bunch of hotel rooms. I go to all these places, right? The Lord's kept me celibate. He's kept me sober and all these things. And I come back to Nashville and get in the writing room, and I said, I'm not talking about this. I'm not going to talk about my weekend. I'm not going to say, as I'm whispering to myself as I go in the room, I'm not talking about the weekend. I'm done. And I walk in and I sit down on the couch, and I hear, how was your weekend, bro?
Oh, I thought you told them. I'm not talking about the weekend.
No, I was telling myself. I'm telling God this. I'm not talking about my weekend.
I'm like, they sound like me. I'm like, that's exactly what we're going to talk about.
I will not talk about it. How was your weekend, bro? Isn't that like God, right? How was your weekend, bro? And 5 minutes later, I'm on the floor and I'm in tears. And I said, I got nowhere to turn but Jesus. Turn my truck. I'm on this road. I get on this interstate. I go to this state. I go to this parking lot. I go to this thing, and I had nowhere to turn but Jesus as I tried to escape God. But the biggest thing for me was the opening line. I wanted to turn to the bottle. I even drove past the bar.
Yeah.
I found out I'm not as strong as I thought, but that's when I learned that you are. Can we have that on radio? But that was my story.
Yeah.
That was really what happened to me.
Yeah.
I almost nearly went back.
Yeah.
And so I thought to myself, well, should I change it? Well, can we change it? Maybe we just should. And then I just felt so convicted to not. And I told the guys that. I was like, can we just leave it?
Yeah.
And I said, all right, we'll just leave it. And so here we are. It's blown my mind. This song for me is a testimony itself as to what God can do.
Yeah.
When everybody said no, he said yes. Watch this. And so I am humbled behind this microphone, even talking about the song Turn being played on the radio. But I know, Lori, I know that there's somebody on the other end of these speakers who's thinking about going back to the old life, who's thinking about going back to the drugs and alcohol, who's thinking about cheating.
Yeah.
No, it ain't worth it. You can't go back.
No.
Not after everything he's done for you.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.